Another great Thursday, indeed, a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and we are grateful. We are excited to once again to be with you. As you know, every Thursday I have good, powerful. In fact, good is an understatement. Great interviews that I have in store for you as we interview our guest authors who are telling us about their work and what they're doing, and not just from South Africa, but around the world. And last week I had an author from UK. Today I have from Mzansi, from right here, from South Africa. And my guest author goes by the name of Dimakatso Pebetse Mashiane. And she's from South Africa. She's from Mzansi. So she'll be telling us more about her work, about her writings and her passion, everything about her. We will be getting to know the author behind the book, behind the work that she's doing. So I just want to take this time to welcome her. Welcome, Dimakatso, to Africa USA Radio.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
How are you
I'm
today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
You're doing great.
Yes, thank you. And
It's your first
I'm honored.
It's your
I'm
first
honored
time
to be here.
here, right? On
Yes,
Africa USA Radio.
yes, it's my first time.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous because a lot of people will be tuning in from
Yeah.
all over the world, not only in Zanzibar, in South Africa, but they'll be tuning in from Ghana, from USA, anywhere in the
Mm,
world. So I'm
yeah.
grateful, and I thank you for the opportunity and the platform to tell my story as well.
No, we are
As
grateful
an,
to have you. We are grateful to
thank you
have
so
you,
much.
and we are looking forward to learning a lot from the work that you're doing as an author, and even beyond you as an author, because there's more that you're doing, I know, besides you being an author. And our listeners, our viewers here on live stream will be able to hear more about what you're doing, and I believe they will have interest as well. And also later on, before the end of the interview, you'll get to tell them how they can connect with you, to benefit more from what you are doing. So make sure that you take everything out, don't leave out anything, so that they can,
Definitely.
yeah, so that they can get to benefit much from what you're doing. But let's start here. Just tell our listeners and our viewers here on live stream who Dimakatso is. Just a brief of your background, your educational background, your professional background, where you grew up, all those interesting stuff, that you would like them to know about you.
Okay. Dimakatso grew up in Mamelodi, was born and raised in Mamelodi, and then moved to Polokwane in a village called Khatshweni. I did
Okay.
my primary school in Mamelodi and Khatshweni, and my high school, I completed my matric in Leboakgomo, which is close to my hometown.
Mm,
And the thing of writing, it started a long time ago when I was still in primary school, but because, as Black people, we don't see talent from a very young age. My mother never noticed that. But I was a loner as a child and I used to write a lot. I used to write my thoughts. I'll sit
mm,
down and just write my thoughts every day. I used to have journals. I used to have books where I would write anything that comes to mind. Then I realized that, I have a passion for a pen and paper. And I didn't know back then, that I was going to take it as a career.
mm,
But as I grew up, I knew I had this. There was something with me and paper and pen.
mm,
And I did my matric back there, and then I went to Joburg where I stayed with my uncle. I was doing media studies. I had a passion for TV. I had a passion for writing. I had a passion for storytelling.
mm,
And life has its way of panning out. Then I had to go and work. So I worked for corporate companies, I worked for retail stores before I could take this passion of mine into consideration. So I had a
mm,
lot of ups and downs before I could take it like this is a serious. I have to work and do my writing full time.
Mm.
And I only got published 2018. That's when I got published. I was the first time publisher at the age of 40. When I was turning 40, then I got published by Via Africa. And Dimakatso is a mother. She loves life. She loves how things unfolds, life itself as it unfolds. And I have 3 kids, and I just love telling stories, and I love helping people to also tell their stories. And I'm a
Mm.
sister to my sibling, and I'm a lover for life.
You're a lover of life.
Yeah.
I love that. Interesting background indeed. And you said your love for writing started at a very early age, around what,
Yes,
14?
I
So
was
what?
in primary school. I think I was doing standard 5 back then. I
Mm,
was doing standard 5. I wrote a play. It was
okay.
staged at school. And that's when I saw that I have talent for writing.
Mm.
Yes,
Was it
I was
well?
doing something. It was well received. It was staged. It was played at school during the um, drama classes. And
Mm,
that's when I knew that I have to take this to heart. If I can write a play at that young age, it means I can do the unbelievable.
mm. So
Mm.
was your passion in only writing plays at that young age, or were you writing any other material except that?
I was writing stories, and I used to write letters to God.
Wow, interesting. Eh?
Yeah, I used to have a journal where I will write, Dear God, and I will speak to God,
Wow. Do you
telling
still
God
have
my thoughts. I still have them, but they're back home. They're
them?
not with me where I'm staying now, but I still have them. I still have those books with me.
I'm wondering, what were you saying to God at that age? What letters were you writing to him,
I
specifically?
was I was telling God how I felt. Remember, I was a loner. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. Not
Mm,
because they were not there, but I was kind of a person who I love my own space. So I was writing letters to God as if God is my friend. So, oh
mm,
dear God, tell him my thoughts, how I'm feeling, what I want, and so forth. Then I
mm.
continued, I started writing short stories, writing randomly out of the blue.
Okay,
And
okay.
that's how I started writing full time. Like every day I'll write something on my book or on my journal.
And at what stage did your parents start noticing the gift of writing in you?
Can I be honest with you?
Mm.
To date, my mom doesn't even know what I do. She
Are
knows
you?
I'm a writer. She read my first book. She
Yes.
read my first book, but she couldn't believe it was me that wrote that book because she
Wow.
didn't think it. Um, Black parents, not to generalize, they're thinking a career you should be a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, or a scientist. So for
Mm,
them, writing it's not a career; it's a
mhm,
hobby.
mhm,
So she's
mhm.
thinking I was doing a hobby. It was a hobby for me until I told her that, Mom, do you know I can get paid for writing? I'm a
Wow.
writer, I'm an author, I'm a published author. So
Mm.
lately she's very interested. She can see that, my daughter, she is an author, she is a writer, and this is her work, this is her passion, this is what she does.
So it was only brought to her attention at your,
With my
like, by you at this age when
yes,
you are already older.
yes. At that time that Facebook came out in
Yeah.
2018. Yeah, that's when she
Mhm.
realized this is serious. This
And
is
how did
what my
she
daughter
feel?
does. How did she?
How did she feel about this gift of writing that you have and what you have produced?
She was very excited because my Facebook, if you have seen, it's written in my own mother tongue.
Mm,
So she was very excited that I wrote a book that she can resonate with, she can relate to, she can read because it's not in
mm,
English, it's in my mother tongue. So she was very happy and she started telling people about my work and what I do. But she thought it was a hobby. I was not getting paid to write. Only she realized later that actually what I do is it's a passion, but I get paid to do that as well.
Let me ask you this: what inspired your passion to write?
Hence I said, life itself,
Mm,
what as people, what we experience in life, and everybody has a story to tell.
mm,
And I've always wanted to write something that people will know me by when I'm gone. And
mm.
life, everything that I've been through has inspired me to write about everything that I've written so far and to write more going forward.
So, from a young
Everybody,
age, did you see yourself as a writer eventually, even when you are older? Did you see yourself, your career developing to such an
honestly,
extent
no,
where you are?
no. Honestly, no. When I was writing those diaries and notebooks, I was thinking I'm just talking to someone that's nobody's gonna read that except God. But
Mm.
I actually wanted to be a doctor. So
Oh,
I don't know how did I convert from being a doctor to a writer. But as I grew older, while I was working for corporate, the writing haunted me actually.
oh,
I couldn't function without writing. I'll go to
okay.
the office, open my computer, try to focus on work, but I couldn't function without my writing. So it was haunting me. It wanted
Mm,
me.
mm, mm.
Yes.
It
It
followed
wanted
you.
me to do it.
It
It
kept on
followed me
following.
wherever I went. I was followed by, you have to write something. You have to do something about your gift, your talent. You have to do something about it.
Right. So it shows that it has always been your calling, right?
You can call it that. Yes, it is a calling.
That's how you feel.
It is a
Do you
calling.
feel like it's your calling? It's more than just a hobby or something you wanted to do. It's your calling.
Yes, it's a calling. It's what I'm meant to do. It's
Mm,
what God has gifted me to do, to talk to his kids, to connect with his people through my writing. God is
mm,
using me to heal people through writing
yeah.
because
And how?
my experiences can heal you or can heal another person out there.
Mm,
Yes,
mm,
so it's a we are all doctors in a way.
right.
My consultation room, it's the books.
Wow, I love the way you
That's
put
where
it.
we will consult.
Mm,
Yes.
mm.
My
And that's
consultation room, it's the books, it's my writing, it's what I offer to the world.
and that's how you best express yourself to the world. That's your best
Definitely.
expression. Mm,
Definitely. That's how people hear me. That's how I raise my voice through writing because I'm
so how?
not much of a talker.
Okay. Oh, you're not much of a talker.
Nope.
You don't speak much.
No. I rather
Because
write than speak.
yeah, because I've realized, there's a trend. If you are a writer or an author, automatically you
Mm,
become a speaker. That's been a trend that has developed lately. That you are an author, so you can also be a speaker.
I've seen
That's
that, but I'm more powerful in writing than talking.
talking. Okay,
So
wow.
words for me being written down on paper are more powerful than talking to you face to face or
Mm,
whichever. Yes.
yeah,
Hence, I'm saying I will heal you through my writing.
wonderful, powerful
Yes.
stuff. And how many books
Mm.
have you written?
So far, I've written 2 books. The first one, it's in Venek, it's in Spedi, that's my mother tongue. And the
Mm,
second one, it's an untitled memoir. I wrote about the time I was pregnant with the twins and giving birth to the twins. I've written
mm,
about that experience because it was a very difficult time of my life. But
mhm.
at the end of the day, the results, like the twins, are the gift. But
Okay.
the journey was not easy. So I wrote a piece about that journey so that I can
Mm,
share with those that are expecting multiples or they have multiples.
So that
Yes, so
one
I
was
wrote about that experience.
it's the first book that you wrote, that one, or is it the second that you're
The
talking about?
second one, it's published through a group of women.
Mm,
They have a group of women. The book is called, it's under Umandla. Umandla is a group of women, of writers, where they write about their experiences and everything that they are going through as women. So it's a
mm,
compilation of stories in that book.
mm,
Yes. So I
mm,
was
mm.
selected as one of the author of the writers that were selected to share their story in the book. It's a collection of
Wonderful.
stories.
Okay. So did you have to
Yes.
consult different women to also write their pieces, or how did the whole take us through the whole process of that book writing?
Um, Womandla was created by a group of women, of writers.
Mm,
So they want women to empower each other, share our stories as women. So they have a book number one, which is called Womandla number one. Ours is
mm,
Womandla number two. So
mm,
they select stories. It's like a competition. You send through your story. They select stories that can relate with other women and that are relevant at that point. So I sent my story. I was selected amongst other writers. So my story
mm.
was shared in that book. Yes.
Okay.
So that's the
Okay.
problem. It's published through that book. So it's available. We can purchase. Anyone can purchase it. They're also on Facebook. They are called Women's Writing. That's a
Mm.
group of
So it's
people.
basically
Yes.
it's basically different people who have written there, who have
Different
different
stories.
authors.
Yes.
Yeah, different stories.
Women.
Okay.
Yes.
Women. Yeah. And then the
Yeah.
other one is the one that you wrote by yourself.
Yeah. The first book, it's a short story which
Mm,
is written in Sepedi, which is Venek, and
mm,
was published by Via Africa, because they were doing an initiative to promote African languages
mm, mm,
for
mm.
for new authors. So I submitted my story. They selected the story, and then I got published by them.
Okay, so that's the reason why you wrote it in vernacular, because they wanted to promote African
Yes,
languages. Okay.
definitely. Mm.
Are you intending to translate it so that it can also reach, a market beyond just that particular language?
Yes, I'm intending to do that because some people, they don't understand Sepedi, they don't understand Venek, so
Mm,
they want to know about the story because it's a very interesting story. So I'm gonna
mm,
translate it because currently it's an ebook. I'm gonna do
mm,
hard copies as well. I'm busy with the process of doing hard copies as well.
mm. Tell us a bit
Some
more about that book. What does it entail? What is it all about? And what did you want people to learn out of it?
the book, it's about Ubuntu,
Mm,
unity, Botu.
mm,
And I wrote that book when I was writing that book, I was going through the worst time of my life. I was at the rock bottom. So I wanted something to feel good about. I wanted to write about a good story, even though I was not okay, but I wanted to write something that's positive, something that's
mm,
going to touch people. So it's about this family in a village that they were very educated, they had businesses, and they loved the community. So they
mm,
wanted to reach out and help the community do the bursaries and open shops and hire people from the village so that everybody can be able to be empowered and do
right.
something, change people's lives. So it's
Mm,
about Ubuntu, the family that took their time, their money, and their everything so that they can help the community to be at least better than what they were experiencing in their lives. So it's
mm,
about
okay.
to humanity. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way. It's about humanity. Yes,
Mm. And what did
that's
you
the.
what do you want people to learn out of the book? What was the purpose behind you writing the book, and what lessons do you want people to extract from it?
I wanted people to learn about humanity. When you
Mm,
have something, when you have other skills or whatever that you can offer to uplift someone else's life, and I
mm,
want people to understand that we are all one. So when you touch someone else's life so that they can be better as well, you're doing something good. It's about
mm,
upliftment, empowerment, helping each other as a community so that we can grow. so that others coming after us, they can also continue with the same.
Right, right, right.
Yes.
How has it been received?
It's been doing well. I was actually surprised
Mhm.
because it's an ebook, it's online, and people from back home that they're not used to this internet
No,
things. So I was
no.
shocked. A lot of people actually bought it. I was very shocked when I checked it on my online. I was like, how is this possible? So
Mm,
yeah, it was received well. Apparently, it's a very good story. They want the hard copies like yesterday, so I need
wow,
to do the hard
wow,
copies as
wow,
soon as
wow, wow.
possible. Mm.
So you've done an amazing job. It shows, through that book.
Yes. It's a
And
very touching story.
where is it available? Is it available in all
It's
online platforms, or where particularly can we get
it's
it?
available on www.kobo.com
Mm,
and also on www.smashwords.com.
okay.
Yes, you
Did
can type my name. You can just type my name, Dimakatso Mashiane, it will pop up. Or you can type the title of the book, which is Montsepejabo, and then it will pop up.
What's the name of the book again?
Montsepejabo.
All right. Montshepecha
Yes.
Bosigo.
Boshego, ke mo leboga go sele. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Montshepetsa Boshigo, ke mo leboga go sele.
So didn't you find it difficult to like get it on the different online platforms?
No,
Was it?
actually, via Africa, it's a self-publishing process. It was a self-publishing process. Via Africa, they were doing the whole process with the author from after writing the book, they edit the book on your behalf. They do the covers, the book cover, and everything. So it was a process that they did on our behalf. And I
Mhm.
have 100% copyright. So they're not
Wow.
taking anything from us as
Okay.
authors. Yes.
Wow. And how did you find them? How did they find you and consider you to,
For
to
for, for the selection.
yeah.
They advertise every year. This initiative, they do it every year in March. They're looking for African authors, new authors that have never been published and
Mm,
that they write in Venek.
mm,
So I saw
mm,
a poster. A friend of mine sent me a poster, and then she sent it like a week before closing date. So I had
right.
to sit at night every single day to write that book
Wow.
and
Wow.
submit it at the last minute.
Uh, uh,
And then
uh.
it was selected.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
was the best moment of my life. I've
And
been waiting for that moment. It was
what
the
are
best
your
moment of my life.
I can imagine it was a milestone, one of those highlights of your career.
Yes.
Mm,
It opened so many doors for me.
is it?
Yes,
Can
it
you
opened so
share
many doors.
what other doors has it opened for you since?
Um, I started because during the process of being self-published, they gave us a manual where you had to read about the process of doing the self-publishing. I had
Mm,
to do research for myself for the whole year regarding the literature world, how you get published as an author, the difference between traditional publishing and self-publishing.
mm,
And I had an idea. I did some research and I realized that most people, most new authors that are coming through or aspiring authors, they know nothing about the industry.
true,
So I did
true.
research for a straight year. Then I came up with an idea to do author workshops and teach people about the literature world from writing to publishing to promoting your book and to selling your
Mm,
book itself.
mm, mm.
So during that process, I did the workshops during lockdown. My workshops were doing so well because I was doing them online because we were locked
Wow.
down.
Oh,
I did so well.
you started
I
during
sta-
lockdown.
yes, 2020.
Okay.
I started
Wow.
during that
Wow.
lockdown. I received a lot of inquiries and people started booking the sessions, and I did so well. And I started teaching them, and my career took another turn. While I
Mm,
was doing that, I was also studying part time on the side. I was doing courses on the side to learn more about the industry as well. I worked with two different publishers to learn behind the scenes of publishing and everything that goes through before you get published as an author. So a lot of people approached me to work with me.
Very interesting. So when people were crying during lockdown, they didn't have money, you were loaded.
Yes, I was working. Yes, I
You were
was working.
actually making a lot of money during that time.
I did, because most of them, they were home. They had a lot of time. They wanted to know more about the literature industry, about writing as an author. Then that was my opportunity, and then I took it to another level.
So have you found a lot of interest from Black authors since then? Would you say we have a lot of people in our country, in South Africa, who are interested in becoming writers and authors? Because I've seen that this is something that is common in a lot of countries, but in our country, I have, maybe it's my perception or my conception, that there's very few that are interested in writing. So through your experience, what has been your experience? Would you say we've got a lot of our African people, our South African people who are interested in becoming authors?
Honestly speaking, before, yes, it was like that. During my research, I've realized that most people don't read like they should. And we should create that need of reading and writing. And it should start at home. It should start with our kids as well.
Right.
But lately, to be honest with you, a lot of people want to write. People are going through the most, and writing is like therapy. So when you write things down, you feel better. So I've seen lately, I've been contacted by a lot of people that they want to know more about the writing industry. And others also, they want ghostwriters. They want to write books about their lives. They want to share their stories. Yes. So there's a need.
Yeah.
So lately, it's unlike before, but now there's a need. Like there's hunger, there's drive. They want to write stories. They want to tell their stories.
You're speaking about ghostwriting. Tell us a bit more about that, for those who are not familiar with what ghostwriting is and what role have you played in that.
A ghostwriter is a very important person in your life if you want to tell your story. If you can't do it yourself, because most people don't have time, most people don't know where to start, and they can't write. Some people can't write, so it's a given. So a ghostwriter is someone that's gonna write your story on your behalf, behind the scenes. You don't have to credit me on your book, so I'll be behind the scenes. I'm the one who's gonna write your book from the beginning to the end. That's a ghostwriter.
So it's gonna be like you are the one who wrote the book.
Yes, you're gonna be credited as an author, but someone else will have written your book. But if you do want to credit them, it's entirely up to you. You can do that, but you don't have to.
And how does the process work? Do they do the audio part of it, or do they just write and then you have to see to it how you put everything together? How does this whole process?
This is how the process works. The author and the ghostwriter, they have to meet from time to time to do the recording. And the ghostwriter will take the recording and go and type the book. So they have to make time, do the recordings, or you can send the recordings to the ghostwriter. The ghostwriter has to write the book from scratch. They have to type it from scratch, listening from the audio. They have to type the book from scratch.
So is that the role that you've played in your, career?
I'm still doing that. I'm currently doing one with this lady. I'm ghostwriting for her. The book will come out. Unfortunately, I can't share more information about that. And I've done it before with this other lady as well. Yeah, I've done it before. So whatever services, because currently I'm doing writing services.
Tell us more about that. Tell us more about all those writing services.
The services that I offer, I can do that for companies and individuals.
Mm,
I can do translation. I can do ghostwriting. I
mm,
can do write-ups or articles.
okay.
And I can also do your social media and your website content. So I do content writing as well. So those
Mm,
are the services that I offer. So because most people are busy running their businesses, they don't have time to do their social media. So they'll
mm,
hire Dimakatso to do the social media, content writing, manage the pages and everything.
mm.
And I
So
can
you have
write in.
clients. You have clients that you are that you know that you are servicing on that aspect of social media.
Yes, I do. I do. I do have clients that hire me and then I will write their write-ups or I'll do their articles, content writing, or I'll do translation as
Mm,
well from English to Venek or Venek to English.
mm, mm, mm,
Yes.
mm. Don't you find that stressful though to be multitasking all these different writing roles?
Look, for me, I don't find it stressful because I'm doing what I love.
Mm,
So for
mm.
me, it's not a job.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
something that I love doing. I love reading. I
Mm,
love editing. I even edit myself. I love ghostwriting. I love translation, translating from a mother tongue or from any other language to English or from English to that other language. This is something it's not effort for me, it's effortless. So I
mm,
enjoy doing what I do. I love what I'm doing, though it's a lot of work, but
mm,
I'm happy. I'm
mm.
happy. Yeah,
Because it's a passion,
it's
somebody else will
passion.
see it as stressful, to multitask but with you, because it's your passion, you do it out of love, and you do it,
Yes.
by giving yourself. Tell us
And you
also.
know why I also love about it?
Yeah.
I do it at my own time. I
um
manage myself.
wow, that's good, eh? That's wonderful. You get to manage your own time and do whatever you want whenever you feel you want to do it.
Yes,
Great
yes.
stuff.
And I know I have deadlines. I put my own deadlines there. I know I need to finish this at this time. So I work at my own pace and I make sure that I do a proper job. No
Mm,
pressure,
wonderful.
not micromanagement.
Great, great, great.
But one thing, you need to be disciplined to be able to do this. Yes, you
You know
need to
what?
be fully disciplined. Mm.
Yeah, before we go towards the end of our interview, let's talk about your online author workshops.
Oh, that's my baby. Hey, that's my baby. Online workshops, I used to do them face to face before lockdown, but during lockdown, obviously, we had to do everything online.
Mm,
So it's a 2-hour session. You learn everything from writing, publishing, promoting your book, marketing your book. I do take you through the process, the whole process. And
wow.
I charge 550 South African rands, okay?
Mm,
And once you're done, I do the follow up with the author to check if they're implementing what I've taught them, what I've told them to do.
mhm,
So I keep
mhm,
in touch with those that I've offered the workshops to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. They have learned from our session and they've benefited something from the session. And the
mm.
workshops, they can book them at the comfort of their own homes. They can book the date with me and I do the session with them online. We do it via Zoom.
Okay. So you do it
Yes.
individually or in groups?
I do offer group sessions and I do offer individually. Some people that are not comfortable doing sessions in a group, they prefer one-on-one. So I do offer one-on-one and in a group of authors or a group of people. Yes.
Interesting stuff. So you do both online and offline.
Yes, now because we are back where we are being able to book venues and stuff like that, I'm back to doing them face to face. I've got a workshop in June on the 4th. I've collaborated with other publishers and writers. So we're doing the writers workshop on the 4th in
Oh,
Johannesburg in Sandton. Yes.
Yeah. And what has been the response from the workshops, from your clients?
The clients, there's most of them, they were struggling, they were stuck in their writing process besides writing. So they've learned a lot about the process of writing, publishing, and so forth. So they have gained a lot from the sessions because now they are pushing, they are doing what they're supposed to do, and they know more. Because what I can tell authors and people that are interested in writing out there is, before you want to get into any industry, do your research. Make sure that this is what you want to do and learn your craft, know your craft so that you can be able to do your best or give your best as an aspiring author or an author that's already been out there. Because even those ones that have been published before, some of the things they're not aware of, they don't know those things. So they learn a lot from the sessions about everything
Mhm,
about the industry. Yes.
mhm. And you say what is it that they get out of the workshops? What do they take with them out of the workshops? The major things that they need to know in order for them to be successful authors. What are those specific things that they come out with?
They need to know that as an author, your book is a product. You are a brand. So
Mm,
treat your book as your baby. No one can sell your book. You have to sell your book yourself. So you're
mm,
a brand. See yourself like a brand. Know
mm,
that it's a business. So, go out, sell your book from the boot of your car, from wherever you are. So don't wait for a publisher to do things for you. As an author, you need to take initiative and work on your craft and
mm,
learn. Keep learning. We never stop learning. I'm still learning myself.
mm, mm,
You
mm,
never stop learning.
mm. And what's
Yes.
the difference between self-publishing and getting a publisher? Because there seems to be a
Self
bit
Yes, a lot of people are confused. Self-publishing, it's when you do the whole process yourself, where you
of.
have to go write the book, get a editor, proofreader to work on your book, and go through the process by yourself without the publishers.
Mm,
Traditional publishing is when you approach a publisher, they do all the work on your behalf, and they take either a certain portion from the book sales or from whatever agreement that you guys are going to have. But they're gonna have a certain percentage of something that they take from the whole process. But with
and you agree?
self-publishing, it's your own baby.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And what advice would you give to new authors, those who are starting from scratch and they don't know anything about, publishing? They don't know anything
Mm.
about, the writing, the book industry as a whole, how it operates. What advice would you give them? How can they get started? Would you advise them to go through a self-publishing route or through a traditional publishing route? Where do they start? What can you say to them? What advice can you give them?
Like I mentioned earlier on, the best advice, please do your research before you commit yourself with any
Mm,
other publisher. Read about writing, speak to published authors, other authors, get a mentor, someone
mm,
that's already published, that's already been in this industry for a long time to mentor you, to take you
mm,
through the whole route of doing this whole thing.
right.
Attend workshops, go to
Mm,
book seminars, go to book fairs. Make sure you engage yourself. Ask for help. Ask questions if you don't know. Read. Go to internet. We've got access to internet. Go to internet, Google, read about the difference between self-publishing, traditional publishing, what it takes to have a book in your hand, what it needs to do to promote your book. Do thorough homework before you can
mm,
get yourself involved so that you
mm,
are sure that you really want to do this.
wow,
And
wow.
having a mentor, it's very important,
Mm,
because someone that's already been through that journey, they will be able to guide you.
help you. Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
true.
they will
True.
be able to help you. So I'm pleading with them. I always say this when I write on my socials, when I do the workshops, do your homework, do
Mm, mm,
research,
mhm.
read.
Yeah. Mm.
Yes,
Well,
because I'm still doing that myself.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
You can't be an author without reading, without doing
thank
research.
you,
You need that. It should be
thank you,
part of your life.
thank
It's
you.
what brings the best out of you as an author, I believe. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Do your homework, read a lot, read other people's books so that you can see different styles of writing and how
Mm,
people narrate their stories so that
right.
you can see which one you fall under. But be yourself, believe in yourself. Do tell your story the way you want to tell it so that
Mm-hmm.
people can relate with your story.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we are almost out of time, Dimakatso. It's been an interesting conversation, but here's my
Thank
last,
you.
last, last question to you. If there's
Mm,
anybody out there who is interested in the work that you're doing, maybe they are an upcoming author or an aspiring author, and they
yes.
need assistance in terms of getting started, in
Yes.
their journey as of becoming an author. How can they get hold of you? What assistance can you give? And also, I've noticed you have an online author workshop also coming up soon. Give them
Yes.
details on that in terms of how can they register and all that. And also those who are not in close proximity, because I know it's in Senton, how can
Yes.
they get your services, available beyond just this workshop that you'll be doing in Santon?
Okay. They can get hold of me on my socials, Facebook, Dimakatso Pebetse Mashiane, Instagram, Dimakatso Mashiane. My email address, can I give it out?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It's bubblesmashiane@gmail.com. Bubbles is BUBBLES Mashiane, my surname MASHIANE@gmail.com. And also, can I give out my number? Is that okay?
Yeah.
They can get hold of me on +27793532838.
Mm,
And when you type on Facebook, Dimakatso Mashiane, I'm the first one to pop up. So,
mm,
and you see it's written there, writer, author. That's me. They can inbox me as well. And the workshop for the 4th of June, that's a face-to-face workshop in Santin. But those that can attend, or maybe they're in Pumalanga or outside South
mm,
Africa, they can contact me on we can do the online workshop. So which we're gonna be doing that on Zoom. So
mm.
you can be anywhere in the world, but we can still do the workshop online. So I use the Zoom platform. So they can just contact me on those in details that I've given out. Then I'll
Mhm.
be able to and book a session with me.
Oh, okay. No,
Otherwise,
thanks.
you can come to Santin.
Yeah, yeah. If you're close, you can come to Santon. Yeah,
Yeah, like Pretoria, Joburg, you can come through. And you have
right.
to book obviously, and I'll be sending out the poster so they can book on my with my number, and then so that we can book their seat for them.
Okay.
Mm,
No, thanks so much, sis. We've almost overlapped our time, but it's been great talking to you, chatting with you, enlightening
thank you.
us,
Yes.
on
Mm.
your services and encouraging us also, on becoming writers, because I believe we need more writers in
Yes,
our
we
country.
do. We've got
We've
so
got
many stories to tell.
I'm one of them. I want to be one of them. So it's always great to see and hear the stories, the success
Absolutely.
stories that are being shared
Mm,
on people like you who are succeeding in the industry. And may God continue to use you even more to bring forth, bring birth to more authors. I believe, that because I believe that it's a mantle that God has given you, and
definitely.
and and there's more opportunities out there that I believe God will open for you to continue to do that. So stay blessed, and I believe that we'll continue to chat more as you tell us more about new developments in your career.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dimakatso. Stay blessed. Bye.
You too. All right.
That was Dimakatso Pebetse Mashiane telling us about her services as an author. You know, she's doing so many things. This woman is really passionate about writing. And you can tell it's not just a passion, but it's a calling. And I believe that you've been inspired, you've been empowered and encouraged with this interview. And this is where we will end it at until next time, until we meet again tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on Africa USA Radio. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and give you peace till we meet again. Shalom, shalom.